Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I am so excited to do. It is going to be a trying new makeup. I have some exciting products in here for my latest PR haul that you told me you really wanted to see. So for Makeup Forever, I have their HD Skin Palette. I have the Sigma An Knook palette that a lot of you requested that you wanted to see. The new Charlotte Tilbury matte blush wands. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, I will zoom you in and clip my hair back and we will jump into it. I will link any of the products that I am using down below. I'm going to start off with the face. So I'm going to use the Lawless Beauty Set the Stage Primer Serum. I've used this in my last Get Ready With Me as well. I really enjoy this one because it's very hydrating. Alright, so I feel like kind of the star of today's video, besides my dog who's jingling next to me, is going to be this Makeup Forever HD Skin Palette. So I showed this in my latest PR haul and I had a lot of questions on this one and a lot of people saying that you wanted to see it. I did also go on vacation recently with my friend Angelica Nikvis, who also has a YouTube channel, and she told me that she had been trying it and really loving it, and I believe she brought it on the cruise with her. So I got this right before I left, but home now and I really wanted to give it a shot. This one does retail for $85, which is pretty expensive, but inside you have these 12 different shades. It says there's 3 cream foundation shades, 4 concealer and corrector shades, 2 blush shades, 2 contouring shades, and 1 highlighting shade. So definitely a very travel friendly palette, if you will. And I know it is definitely more of an expensive price tag. Like when I saw the $85, I was like, whoa, but then I was like, sometimes one foundation, you know, is $50 and you have all of these things. Now, do you need to use all of these things? Is it going to be an actual good value? I don't know, I haven't tried it yet, so I can't really tell you my thoughts, but that is what we are going to start out with. So this shade to me looked the most similar to my skin tone, so I'm gonna be using that one as a foundation. So I'm just gonna start applying with the brush and seeing if I want to then also blend out with a sponge. When I sit down to do makeup, I'm just like trying it out like I would any other makeup product. Just kind of do what comes naturally to me, and then I can always change it up from there. Or a lot of times, like, I'll listen to your feedback too. If you're like, oh hey, I tried this and I love it this way or applied with this type of product, then you know, you just try other things. But I actually think that this is going on really nicely with the brush. I'm just using from Real Techniques. It's their 200 brush. I feel like maybe the shade is just slightly light, but I'm going to apply and then maybe I can use a darker shade as well. It seems like you can really kind of customize in here. So I'm also gonna add on this shade right here, just a little bit to see if we can get a better color match also. Kind of just adding like a second layer of foundation. I don't wear foundation a ton anymore these days. A lot of times I'm just doing concealer or corrector and powder. But every once in a while I do like me a good foundation, especially this had me intrigued to try because I really like the new Makeup by Mario, like the foundation balm. I've been really enjoying that, and it's very, like, I just like products that feel very lightweight and more like a no makeup type of vibe going on. Okay, first thoughts is I like it, but I feel like it's a little bit more like sitting on top of my skin right now. Like I feel like it's not kind of like blended super seamlessly in, if that makes sense. Like I do feel like it looks like I am wearing foundation, but we'll keep going because sometimes you powder and spray, you do other things, even just letting makeup sit for a little bit and like warm up to your skin, sometimes that can help. So we're gonna keep going, and next up I am going to do concealer. So I wanna grab this shade right here. This is a Real Techniques Deluxe Concealer Brush. I know this sounds silly, but like I kind of do wish this had a mirror. I mean, where'd you put a mirror? I don't know, but I keep reaching for this thinking that it has a mirror in it, but it doesn't. But that's okay, because I have a mirror. So I'm just going to add this to my under eyes. And I do a little bit on my eyelid as well to prep for eyeshadow. So I do have dry skin, and I feel like, if you can see, I feel like right up in here does look pretty dry. Now again, I have dry skin and dry. No, literally right before we filmed, where did it go? I busted out this new hand cream and I was like, I'm so excited. I was like, I'm so excited because I'm gonna keep this by my desk from now on. This little hand cream from Laura Mercier, the Amber Vanille. It kind of reminds me of like the Tom Ford tobacco vanille scent, but in a hand cream. But it's like, it's painfully dry where I am. I do feel like it's kind of accentuating my dry patches a little bit. I could also always do better at under eye prep before I apply makeup. That's not something, okay, this is really weird though, because I feel like as I'm applying, like it's taking off. I feel like it's like taking off the foundation. Okay, well, we'll keep trying, we'll keep going, you know, with first impressions. You never really know what's gonna happen, and I do want to film another video after this. But, you know, sometimes being a beauty reviewer means trying out makeup that doesn't always look the best, and that's how I tell you my reviews, but okay. Well, let me sip my tea and think about this. I'm not necessarily thrilled with the idea of putting powder down, but I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury because it is such a lightweight powder, which I clearly love. My Powder Puff, which I love. So do so many of you. I've been working on my bestsellers for January and also for the first week of February, and I know that this one is also gonna be featured in the first week of February because I think it's like number 2 or 3 right now. So I know a lot of you have been loving this also. But again, I just kind of feel like I'm wearing a lot of makeup right now, even though I feel like I barely applied anything to my under eyes. It's just such a weird thing. You know, I can definitely try it again using my Milk Makeup, the Hydro, like the under grip is what I was gonna say. The gripping under eye primer, because I do like that, or even just, you know, slapping on some eye cream, maybe that could help. Again, it's not a step I always do, but sometimes some makeup products need a little bit of help, and if they end up being really good, you know, sometimes giving them a little extra boost isn't a terrible thing. I'm going to use bronzer out of here, so I'm thinking it's going to be this shade, which that's going to be a little bit of a hard part with this palette. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury blush wands, so I'm not going to use the blushes out of these, but I will definitely try them out. But I do want to use this one here for bronzer. I'm just gonna use a brush from e.l.f. It's their Complexion Duo. I'm gonna use the larger side and try to add a little bit of something back to my face here. I feel like it's just kind of really hard to not get the product in like the next ones, but okay, the bronzer so far I would say I am liking the most. I feel like it's nice and pigmented without being too much. It's easy to blend, nice shade. Bronzer I like. Bronzer I think is pretty. So that's good. Okay. Positive vibes only. So I'll definitely be trying this out several more times for sure. If you've tried it and you've been using it and loving it, let me know how you've been liking it the most. I'm gonna play around with the different shades. I do wanna use the blush in here as well. So yeah, I'll definitely be giving it several more tries before I come back to give my full thoughts on it. But for blush, I did want to try the Charlotte Tilbury matte blush wands. I do have a little demo with these on, like I have them up as a YouTube short where I did use the Pillow Talk shade. I do also have some swatches. Those should be like on my Instagram or my TikTok. I mean, you know, just a little bit of everywhere. I do really like the Charlotte Tilbury blush wands. I have mine in, I think it's Pinkgasm. When she came out with the matte, these are not a product that I would purchase myself. I did get these sent in PR because I just don't love a matte liquid blush as much as I do a glowy, shimmery, satiny type of blush. Like for example, when I tried the Rare Beauty matte blushes, I really did not like them. And then it was like a year later, I tried the more like satin finish and I was like, wait, I love this blush so much. So I'm just not a big matte blush girl. When I did try the one in Pillow Talk, I didn't think it was super matte, but I'll try out a few of the other shades and see what I think. And actually this one here, Dream Pop, has me very intrigued. I don't really do like a more of a reddish tone blush very often. I'm definitely more neutral or mauve-y, rosy, that sort of thing. But we're gonna try Dream Pop today. So these do retail for $42, which I do think is pretty pricey. So you just twist them open and then you would squeeze them to come out on the, let's all say it together, the floof ball applicator, and squeeze very gently because the first one that I did, you saw my video, it was like shoo, I was like because again, $42, that's expensive. You don't want to be wasting product. So I'm just going to very lightly twist that up and then pop this onto my cheekbones. I'm just gonna do one at a time, and I'm gonna use the Sigma Duo Fibre F50 to blend that in. I feel like bright blushes are quite popular right now, and that is okay. I'm slightly getting flashbacks of the NARS liquid blush, but I am not going to panic yet because it's all good. So I'm just going to tap a little bit on this side and blend out. When I use the Pillow Talk shade, I did apply it with a damp sponge. I'm wondering if maybe that would be best, or I've seen people blend out with their fingers also, which I don't necessarily love to do, but sometimes, again, heat of the fingers can kind of help melt everything in. Sometimes if my blush looks aggressive when I first put it on, I try not to panic because I take so long to do my makeup anyways. Like by the time I get done with my eyes, it's like, you know, is your blush still around? It does fade pretty quickly, so again, try not to panic, but I feel like that's a lot. So with the Pillow Talk, what I thought was interesting was I felt like it was a pretty sheer shade. Again, applied with the damp sponge. That's why I did want to apply with a brush this time. I can also try another shade and blend out solely with my fingers to see what I think. I felt like the Pillow Talk was pretty sheer, while this one I feel like does pack a lot of punch. So maybe with these, if you do want more of a oomph finish, maybe using a brush would be best. If you want something that is going to be a little bit more sheer, a damp sponge does help with that. That's true with foundation and, you know, just cream and liquid products in general. I'm going to leave the blush. That one ended up, like when I actually put it on, I feel like it looks more of like a magenta-y pink than it did. Again, it wasn't like a true red blush, but I felt like it was leaning a little bit more that way when I swatched it, but then actually like blending it out, I do feel like it's pulling a little bit more on that pink side. So okay, very interesting, very interesting. We'll keep going. I'm not sure how this one is going to end up, but let me do my brows and we'll keep going. Okay, brows are done, and we're gonna use the eyeshadow palette. So this is the latest palette from Sigma Beauty. They did a collaboration with An Knook, and when I opened up this palette for the first time, the shades that were kind of speaking to me were over here, like this gray row right here. So I'm not the most adventurous with my eyeshadows, I would say. I do like some pretty plain, you know, just like maybe like this gold shimmer just popping on one shade, or like the purples. Like I love this purple row. When I talked about this in my last new makeup releases series, I said that row was really beautiful. But for some reason, I still want to try to do something over here. And you know, like I'm already just unsure of my base makeup, so like why not just keep going and just keep being unsure of myself? That sounds like a lot of fun to do on the internet. I feel like so many photos that I've seen of An wearing the palette, like I feel like she's doing some of the like gray toned looks, so I want to give it a shot. I really don't know what I'm doing, but we're gonna try something out here. So I'm first gonna pick up the shade Concrete. Love that shade name. And this is the Sigma Tapered Blending, the E35. So I am on the Sigma PR list. I'm an affiliate with them, so I did get this one in PR as well. But when I mentioned it, so many of you said that you really wanted to see a look with the palette. So I'm just kind of blending this on my crease and on my eyelid. My affiliate code with Sigma Beauty is just Samantha. I don't think you can usually use it on like collab products, but if there is anything else, brushes, anything like that, that you are also interested in, you can always use that. I don't know, I also do like cool tone looks, and I like the grays. My favorite looks that I did was in 2019 for the American Influencer Awards using the ColourPop, oh my gosh, what was it called? Smoke Show palette. See, I remember they had to rename it, and I can't remember what it was first and what it got renamed to, but I think one of the names at one point was Smoke Show, and I really did enjoy that one. I'm gonna take this brush. This is from Moda, and this is their shader brush technically, but it's also like kind of fluffy at the same time. And I'm gonna grab the shade Leon, a little bit of a darker gray, and then kind of buff that right on the outer part of my eye. But I loved that kind of cool tone looks, and it also makes me think of New Year's. Like a lot of times for New Year's, I like to do something silvery, or I don't know, just like that kind of bluish gray type vibes. I'm just really not vibing with any of the face makeup right now. Like I'm still just wondering if you're taking me seriously. I'm trying not to do the Dior powder no powder because that just like always saves the day, but it's like, I don't know if I really want to keep rocking just like this all night. Then I'm going to use a smaller brush. This is from the Sigma and Sam Ravindal collection, the detailed blending. And this might be a little bit crazy, but I'm going to pick up the black in here. Okay, just kind of very lightly run that like on the lash line and just a little bit on the outer part of my eye. Not too much. I don't play with black shadow all that often unless I'm doing some sort of liner, but I just want it kind of like a smudgy little black shadow out here, which is why I'm using something bigger than a liner brush. And then I'm just going to kind of blend those back and forth. I am planning to do false lashes today because I did get in the Risa BK Beauty lashes, so I do want to try a pair of lashes. So sometimes with me for lashes, I feel like I need to do a little bit more of a dramatic look. And I will say all of these shadows are blending super well. Like if this look doesn't come out well, it's not because of the palette, it's because of me. I'm just gonna use my concealer brush to clean up a little bit out here. Then I want to grab some Cottage, which is this lighter shade. It doesn't look like completely stark white, but it's like pretty white. And I'm gonna add this to the inner part of my eye. I feel like kind of this matte eye look is giving, what did we say, 2015? 16? 17? What year am I thinking of? Honestly, all of the years have just blended together anymore. I really like this though. And just kind of have them fade into each other. What was a popular saying back in the day? Like marry? Like I'm gonna marry these eyeshadow palettes together. I feel like I remember that being said. I am gonna grab a smaller liner brush too. Again, this is from Sigma and Sam Ravindal, the winged liner. And then just coming back with the black, I do want to just do a little bit of the wing out here. And I like doing it with eyeshadow because I can clean it up and make it sharper a lot easier than I can like a liquid liner. But I do love me a good soft wing lately these days. I've been doing it in most of my looks. I was actually planning to use a shimmer, but I'm really liking the way the matte is looking. And then I'm just gonna kind of clean up and make the wing a little bit sharper. I'm gonna add in my eyeliner from Urban Decay. This is their 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Perversion. I'm going to add to the waterline and also Tightline. Sometimes I forget how much I like these eyeliners. They are so smooth. And then coming back into the palette, I'm gonna do the Leon shade first. I'm not 100% sure what I wanna do for the lower lash line, but we will start with this one. I'm just gonna add a little bit of the Concrete shade as well, just to blend it a little bit more, just real softly. And then for inner corner, I'm going to use Gleam. This is the shade I was thinking about putting all over my eyelid, but I am gonna pop right on the inner corner and then also the brow bone. All right, before I do my lashes, I have to put on some Dior powder no powder. Like I just cannot take seriously what is going on my face right now. So I'm gonna add a little bit of my favorite powder. I'm, curious to try the Makeup Forever palette again and see what I think. Maybe I'll try it with different primers, again, just different ways to apply it. Maybe a sponge will be better, especially because I do have to film another video. I would like to look a little bit more put together. So I'm gonna do just a little bit of mascara, but then let's jump into the BK Beauty and Risa Does Makeup lashes. I'm so excited to try these out. Time to try out the lashes. So my good friend Risa Does Makeup did a collaboration with BK Beauty, which is one of my favorite brands, and they came out with 4 different styles of lashes. So let me show you these. So first up we have the Martini lashes. These are half lashes, and I believe what I'm going to be using today because I love me a half lash. So these ones are $18. Then we also have Vegas, and these are probably what I would say like is the most bold in the collection. Vegas retails for $24. Then we have Stiletto, and stiletto is going to be $22. And then we also have Day Club, which is going to be $22 as well. I do also really like these because I feel like they're still glam without being, like, I don't like anything that's like too like over the top when it comes to my lashes, which is why I'm gonna do the half lash today. But I love the names. You know, Risa and I both live in Las Vegas. I actually was able to attend her launch party. She had a party at her house over the weekend. I got to meet some of her family, which was really exciting. Lisa J, who is the founder of BK Beauty, came up from Austin. So it was really exciting to meet Lisa for the first time because we've talked, you know, through social media for so many years. So it was just really fun. I got to go with Michelle Wong and Lori Hill. I do want to pop on the Martini lashes. So I do put mascara on before I do lashes. And I do like to tightline as well. So we have all of that done. I thought that I had like tweezers, or like I have a lash applicator from Tarte somewhere. We're gonna use my fingers and just hope and pray this goes okay. So I'm using the Duo brush on adhesive. This is the one that I'm using because I feel like it's probably all I have right now. I don't wear lashes a whole ton. I used to. Back in the day, that was all I used to wear, was false lashes. And you know, it's funny. Something that I've realized, not to get on a more serious note for a second, but I think I used to hide behind my false lashes, which might sound really weird, but I wore like very big dramatic lashes starting from college, like before my YouTube days even, like starting in college, my first, you know, handful of years on YouTube. And I think it's because I wasn't the most confident in my looks. I wasn't the most confident in my makeup. And then especially jumping on YouTube and seeing like how talented so many other people are. And a lot of YouTube, beauty YouTube in the beginning was often makeup artists as well, such as Risa and Lisa J. So I just didn't feel confident. So I thought if I just slap on really huge lashes, I'm almost like hiding behind them. And I think I've done the same thing recently with my hair extensions. And I didn't really think about it until the other night. It was actually at Risa's party. I was taking photos, and I went to take like just solo photos. Like we took group photos. I took one with Risa and one with Lisa. And we went to take solo photos. And in my photos, if you follow me on Instagram, I oftentimes do not include my face. It's often photos from the back, from the side, I'm looking down, whatever. And I said out loud, I don't like having my face in photos because I don't like my face. And I was like, ooh, 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 we're gonna have to unpack that one later, Samantha. So that's definitely something that I've been thinking about. And I think especially when it comes to like hair and hair extensions, I think there's a lot of different reasons that play into like even why I got the extensions in the first place, why I kept them. Another reason is because I hide behind my hair. That's definitely a pretty interesting thing to realize, but I've been going through a lot of I've just been going through a lot recently that I haven't really been talking about or sharing, that I'm kind of going through a harder time, but I've been doing a lot of like deep work recently when it comes to like my journaling and my therapy and trying to work through a few things. And that's something that I realized, and obviously something that I definitely need to work on. But I have to say, these lashes popped on so easy. Like, what the heck? I feel like I'm supposed to keep playing with them because I can never get lashes on that easy. What? Okay, how beautiful are these? I love me a good half lash. I'm so glad. Risa was like, you're gonna love the hash laugh. The hash laugh. You're gonna love the hash. You're gonna love the half lash. Risa was telling me, and oh my gosh, she is right. This just like seamlessly blends into my eye. Oh, that is beautiful. Okay, let's see if I can get the second lash on as easily, because you know, sometimes you do one eye, whether it be eyeliner, mascara, even eyeshadow, and you're like feeling all confident, and then you go to do the other eye and you're like, what? Okay, I feel like this side is also a little bit harder for me, just being like right-handed and like reaching across my body, but we'll give it a shot. Like, do I just try it with the left hand? Okay, I think we're doing it. I think we are doing it. I think having my lash tool would definitely have helped me, but even with the nails, I think we got it. You know what I really want is I want Risa to do my makeup. I really just want everybody to do my makeup. Like, that's really just all it is. But I think those lashes look great. Okay. I think I did a pretty good job. But I do love half lashes. They are what I reach for the most. They are definitely what I wear the most of. So I think Martini is definitely going to be my pair. But again, I like that there are the different styles. I love that she was able to create 4, and I think they all look super beautiful. I think for a more glam night, I'm definitely going to be reaching for Day Club. So huge congratulations to Risa, to BK Beauty on their collaboration. I do have a non-affiliate code with BK Beauty, which is Samantha10. It gets you 10% off your purchases, and I believe that it does work on the collaboration as well. So if you are picking something up, you can always use that code. But we just need lips and then we are done. I was trying to decide what lip color to do, but I feel like with the eye look, I need something pretty, I feel like light and neutral on the lips. So we're gonna do the MAC Honey Love, because I love my MAC Honey Love. But first I'm gonna line with the Natasha Denona. With the Natasha Denona, I need a nude lip crayon. I like this lip liner because it's very My Lips but better. So I thought it would be perfect. And then my MAC Honey Love. Do we think I can use this in 2020? Probably not. Maybe. I mean, I did declutter a lot of my lip products, so maybe there's a chance. And with the eye look, I feel like I just need something really neutral on the lips, but I also think because we have a matte eye, I kind of want to add a hint of gloss to the lips so it's not like all matte. I'm just gonna add on a smidgen of my Givenchy Marble Lip Balm. Just a little bit, like right in the center. I don't want it to be super glossy. I just don't want it to be all the way matte. Okay, after that, that is it for today's trying new makeup. This was a bit of a rocky road. This was a bit of a rocky road that we had together, but I ended up liking the final look. I think definitely the standouts is for the eyes. The eyeshadow palette and the lashes I both think are extremely beautiful and very, very easy to use, which I love. The Makeup Forever HD palette, I definitely need to try it multiple more times to see if I can get a better feel for it. And the Charlotte Tilbury matte wands, again, I don't know if they're going to be an absolute favorite of mine since I don't prefer a more matte look, but I'm also wondering, since I felt like this one was harder to blend than the Pillow Talk that I tried first, I wonder if it's also because of the Makeup Forever. Like maybe it wasn't blending well with that product, because I had no issues. Again, it was with a damp sponge, but I had no issues when I applied it over my Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. So definitely gonna keep trying everything out so I can give some reviews. In the end, I like the final look that we pulled together. The Dior Powder No Powder is usually the star of the show, but definitely let me know your thoughts. Have you tried any of these products, or will you be picking them up? As always, if you enjoyed this one, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next video.